Morning. I'll be doing some research looking for Android phones that have flips. I've been using the standard candy bar style phones for quite a while, and I've decided, you know what, I'm going to change what phone I use because I want something different. These things are getting so. Then you can't even call them anything close to unique anymore. Everyone's got one, so I've decided I'm going to try my luck and do something a bit different. So here we are. This is a direct from China. It's a Philips branded phone. There's actually two versions of this phone. There's a new one that's just been released, which is the V800. Which is funny because it's the newer one, but this one's V989. Now, it wasn't cheap. Couldn't get it, for a deep. I couldn't get it for a price that was actually, you wouldn't call it comparable, for the specs that these things are based on. If they were sold at the fair price, they'd probably be closer to 500 Australian, but this one ended up costing me $800 Australian to get it imported from China. I found it on eBay, this one. I did have found some on Amazon China, or Amazon CN, but I can't get it to work because it doesn't accept my address. So I couldn't do that. So I ended up, just having to go through eBay. I mean, I could have saved about $300 if I had used a proxy service, but then again, what would it have cost to actually use the proxy service? We don't know. Now, this is a pretty fancy looking box, isn't it? That's the phone. And get him out. Come on, phone. Yeah, it looks just like a regular phone. You wouldn't know the difference until you saw it side on and realised it's actually got a little bit of thickness in it. So that's the phone. I've got a few things in here. Got an extra battery charger. That's interesting. That looks kind of generic. It is generic. That's got a Chinese thing. And it's a way of moving your charge contacts. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Might find another use for that another day. What else we got in here? Past all that. Okay, SIM removal tool, so we're obviously going to need that. Lithium battery, that's 2 amp hour, Got a Philips branded USB charger. To use these in Australia, you can either use the little death adapter things that they come supplied with, which I wouldn't, or we can actually cheat in this country by just getting the pins and just bending them into that sort of shape, and they'll actually fit in our sockets. But I think I might just not use that. It's a standard USB anyway, so I'll just use a normal one. This one's output was only 1 amp anyway, so a standard iPhone charger or even a Galaxy or something like that would do the job. Got your headphones, which now this is obscure. I didn't know this was going to be the case until I thought about it and had a bit of a close look at the pictures. The headphones use a micro USB connection. The way this works is it actually reallocates the 2 data pins to your left and right channel audio and uses the ground just as return. And I think it uses, I think it's the ID pin it uses for the microphone and to handle the button requests and things like that. So, but yeah, so we got those. It does come with a micro USB adapter to 3.5mm, so you can use just your standard headsets. That'd probably be the way I'd do it. I do have a set of Samsung earbuds that came with one of those, what do you call them, just standard flip feature phone things, and it's actually the same, so I'd be interested to find out if it's the same pin outs, but I'll find out another day. Because if it is, I can get the adapter's pretty cheap for that off it. Well, you can get them off eBay anyway for next to nothing. So that's the box. Now I have to say it is pretty well packed. I mean, you wouldn't expect just a generic cardboard box sort of thing for a phone with this sort of value. But it's surprising they went to that sort of detail. I mean, that there, that's quite tough. It doesn't flex very well. The box is quite a nice colour, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the phone. Just interesting to know what actually comes in them anyway. But I have to say it's considerably well packed and for what it is. I'm assuming this was added by the seller, but very interesting. Hold on, it's got USB output. Does that mean you can actually use it as a... Oh, no. Alright, yeah, it's a charger and the USB output's just so you can use a standard cable. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But anyway, yeah, here's the phone. Oh wow, look at that. See, one of the things I like about this, apart from the fact that it's comparatively sized, it's pretty big. I mean, this is an Acro S. I've been using it as my temporary phone. After my last ones, I ended up selling them on. In anticipation, waiting for this to turn up. I had to fund it somehow. The girlfriend wouldn't have been too happy about me just buying new phones and keeping all the old ones. So yeah, I end up just on selling some other phones. I had a Z1 Compact, which by the way is still an awesome phone. But I wanted to try something different. And I like the concept of having your touchpad on here. I mean, that's cool. Interesting to find out, does this have a battery already installed? No, it doesn't. Alright. So challenge number one is finding out how to open it. Generally they either slide off or they have somewhere you can pick with a finger. Bloody hell, it comes with another battery. Okay, so it's just got something covering over the pins. That's alright then. I've actually got two batteries. I had a Sony Ericsson T28 back in the days. That was one of the thinnest phones you could get. It was actually the first one to use lithium polymer batteries. Now they actually supplied that one with two. But what I found was, I didn't know this, and it wasn't ever written in any of the manuals because the battery technology was still, it had only been commercially available for probably 6 to 12 months before that phone actually came with it. But I ended up using one of the batteries thinking, leave the other one packaged, and we can just, if I ever needed to, I can bring it out when the other one dies or gets a bit weak and put it in. But what actually ended up happening is I went to use it because the first battery had failed. The battery meter would no longer function. It didn't know which way was up, what was charged or whatnot. Went to put the other one in and it wouldn't fit. And what I'd found, the battery, because it had been so depleted, it actually swelled up. It went like that sort of thing. So, okay. So don't store lithium polymer batteries flat. They get bigger, and then they get puffy, and then you try to use them again, they don't work. And there's a good chance that they might go bang. I mean, I don't trust lithium batteries anyway, but we're not getting nickel metals in phones anytime soon, so that's not going to happen. Alright, so first thing I need to do is decard this phone. This SIM card's been in so many phones recently, it's not funny. So this one's just got upset with me because I've removed its stuff. I want the micro card as well. Now these are the Optus, that's an Australian phone provider, network provider. This is their origami SIM card. Basically it can convert from nano, micro to regular sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's work out how this goes together. I'm going to be wrong here, aren't I? Yeah, the other reason I got this one instead of some of the other phones that they sell in China is our networks use different frequencies. I had to source, I did a hell of a lot of research on this, but I had to source a phone that supported 850, 900 and 2100 3G, because that's the frequencies we use here. Telstra, which is our #1 carrier, they use 850 and 2100. So a lot of the Chinese phones will work quite happily over here, just like that. 900 was kind of early used with us through Optus. I mean, I think Vodafone do all three here. You know, so they do not only the 850, they also do the 900. So that, you know, if you're getting a phone and you're not sure, you probably just chuck it on Vodafone and be done with it. So that's sitting in there. A little bit of the shakes this morning, it's a bit weird. Whoa. I'm going to put him in there. That's cool. Now, where would the micro SD go if I was a micro SD card? Because this phone does have micro SD expansion. You know, this is where you probably should read the manual, and that would probably tell you what you wanted to know. But we don't read manuals. I can't be bothered. Now bugger it, I'll just plug it in and see what happens. Alright, so battery on. Hey, so don't open me or you're in trouble. We take your warranty away, arseholes. So, power on. At the end of the day, this should just be a standard Android affair, so only little plastic things on, they can come off, we don't need to. Haha, 2 screens. They do the same thing. Be interesting to see how Android handles this 2-screen thing. Yep. Change. Optus. Oh, we want you on. Seems to know about it, so that's always a good sign. See, you don't have your capacitive buttons here, but if you close it, oh, different Android. Alright, so you've got that for your home here, your apps, home. Now the seller for this phone's actually set it to English for me, so that saves me a little bit of effort trying to deal with it. Not that it'd be too hard to work it out. Settings. Oh, that's Google settings, isn't it? Oh, that's different again. Where's this? Oh, here we go. Android settings. So, now this being the, what are you mentioning about? Oh, the Wi-Fi, cool. This being the 989, it's running 4.4 Android, which, if it's smart enough, should bring up, it's still setting up, isn't it? Of course it is. But yeah, so you got 4.4.4 on here. Now I don't know how this would go with getting updates because it's not in its native country, but we'll find out. I mean, 4.4.4 is still plenty good enough. The V800, being very similar hardware, is coming out with 501. So it might be possible to reflash it. The only problem is these not being as popular as you think they might be. Not as available in the English world. There may not be a lot of development for them, so it might be hit and miss, it might be stuck on 4.4.4, I don't know. But that is actually running. See, it's got 3G already. So if I go home, see. If you don't like touching your inside screen, you don't have to, you can use this. No thanks for now. So, how is typing on this? Oh, you still get your on-screen keyboard. If it's closed like that, it's just a generic whatever. I've got to change the keyboard layout, do that in a sec, so that it's only on English. See, it's doing its own 4x3 arrangement. That's alright. Different. But yeah, so that's there. If you come inside, I mean the inside one's a touchscreen as well, so that's pretty cool. So can I type on here? Done. It's been a while since I've used these, but wait, quick shit. No, I've got some learning curves to do. It's been a while since I've used a number pad, eh? Wait, look at that. Ah, it's a keyboard switch. Okay. OCRU.com. Where's my enter key? There's a good question. It's not that one. I haven't got any of my APN set up, so that's going to be fun. What I'll do, I'm going to play with this for a little bit. We'll just get a handle on how it does things, how to change things out. And eventually we'll get it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an Android phone, so it should behave just like an Android phone does. I mean, this also has the Play Store installed, so all that's going to work. But pretty much at the moment, I just need to work out how all the functions are. Well, it's got the Optus APNs already. I'm surprised it's picked these up already, because this isn't an Australian phone, but it's got all the Optus stuff as it normally is. I mean, Optus use two or three different APNs depending on what you're doing. It's using internet at the moment, which should also work as pre-connect and a few others for prepaid, which is what this is sitting on. So it is running now. So pretty much, and this is a 1280 by 768 display on a 3.7 inch screen. This one here is also it's the same resolution display, it's just bigger, physically bigger. So bring that up, I can see it. And I've got this set to little fonts. I set that back to normal. So that's kind of the difference. You know, they're different displays, and the different types of displays. They're both LCD, well, they're all LCD. But at the end of the day, it's an Android phone, so that side of it's pretty awesome. Which means everything else, if they've pre-installed it, you know, you got Google Maps on here as well, and it's been routed from the supplier. So I'm assuming they've done that purely for installing their Google stuff, because these natively would just have the Chinese language gear on it. So, but that's it pretty much. Actually, let me go home. Camera. So the cameras. Pardon me. You got that camera there. That's a 30 meg. And then you've got, there's your switch camera button, there it is. Then you got this one here as well. So that's your front camera. So pretty snifty. You know what? I'm a bit excited. I want to go give it a run, finish setting up the 3G and all that side of things, and I think we should be right as it goes. So anyway, I'll leave you to it for now. Once I've had a bit more of a play with it, I'll probably do a follow-up video on this and just tell you what I think about using it compared to your stock standard everyday Android slab. I'm just interested in the different design. I mean, there's no better feeling than hanging up on someone with a proper click when they're pissing you off. You know, you don't get that. I mean, anyway, you get it. Alright, that's it for now. I'll let you know how it goes. Have fun. See ya.